Much like the Rising Rampage Special Edition, it's really hard recommending this product. This thing isn't really a product you should be looking to buy, and I mean that just like wholeheartedly, because you can't pull any prismatic cards from the unlimited edition of these packs, and the actual set itself doesn't have a lot of chase cards. You know, you have Star Liege, which is like $30, that's pretty cool. You have IP, which is like $35 to $40. Those are probably the only two good pulls out of this entire pack, but besides that, there's not much you can pull. On the other hand, though, this set is going to be, or this product I should say, is going to be very influential because of these two promo cards, the two Link monsters. One of them is the 6 Samurai Link monster, which can search Gateway or Dojo, which is absolutely insane, and probably will make that deck a very powerful rogue deck in the coming months. As far as the other one, the Scrap Wyvern, that card is really, really good in Orcus alongside Scrap Recycler. I'll talk about more of these cards when we pull them. Hopefully we'll pull one of each. So I'm a little bit sort of iffy on this set, right? I feel like you probably should just buy singles because, I mean, to be completely honest, there isn't a lot of actual good cards out of the packs that you can pull. So if you guys would like to purchase any of the cards from this set, including the new promo cards, make sure to use the link in the description below to tcgplayer.com. I really appreciate it when you guys use that link to buy the cards that you want, because a portion of the sales go right back into the channel, so I appreciate it when you guys use that. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. You know, we're kind of in a, I don't want to say like a stale format, but I am a little bit bored with the current format. Maybe the 6 Samurai Link monster will shake things up, but as far as the Scrap Wyvern card, it's crazy because that really does just make like the best deck a little bit better, which is kind of insane to think about. But we'll talk about them when we pull them, hopefully. The other two promo cards, you have the Hidden Armory Trap card, which is kind of neat. I'll talk about that. I made a post on Twitter about it, Armory Call here. Then also you have a random Dragon Maid card, which probably will not see any competitive play because it's a Dragon Maid card. But we'll pull all these out here. I know special editions are always kind of a pain to open because you got so much packaging here. We'll try to get those out of the way. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to open these, you certainly can, but I think the promo cards only run like $2 to $3 right now for the Link monsters. So if you want one of those, it's probably just best to buy the singles, kind of like it always is, but especially with the Chaos Impact Special Edition and the Rising Rampage one, because you can't pull those prismatic secret rares. So first up, we have Armory Call, a trap card that says, add one equip spell from your deck to your hand, then you can equip it to one appropriate monster you control. That is a hard once per turn effect. So I posted on Twitter, I just asking you guys like what would be some cool things to add with this. I think a lot of people are thinking of like Power of the Guardians or Moon Mirror Shield are pretty cool. I don't know how competitive this card is, but it is kind of neat, I suppose. And then we have, oh man, the 6 Samurai Link monster, Battle Shogun of the 6 Samurai. To summon this guy, I'll need 2 warrior monsters, including a 6 Samurai monster. And it has a couple effects here. So it says, if this card is a Link summon, you can discard 1 card, add 1 card from your deck to your hand that has an effect that places a Bushido counter or counters. So you can add like Gateway, you can add Dojo, you can add lots of stuff, but those are like the main 2. You can only use this effect once per turn. And then also, each time a 6 Samurai monster is normal or special summoned to a zone or zones this card points to, place 1 Bushido counter on this card. This card gains 100 attack for each counter on the field. So this thing's crazy. There's a lot of crazy FTKs, there's a lot of crazy opening boards you can do with this card. Basically, the main gist here is that Gateway is an insanely overpowered card from a different era where it doesn't have a hard once per turn or soft once per turn effect, so you can keep removing the counters and adding cards back, and you can just do some really, really insane stuff with this. I tried playing the deck on stream. It's a little bit too big brain for me, but I think some people will find some success with it. If you're willing to put in the time and actually learn all the combos and the interactions, you can put out some pretty crazy unbreakable boards. So I can't wait to see if people actually play this at tournaments. It'll be pretty cool. I'm sure someone will. Then we have the Dragon Maid Send-Off. I'm not going to read that too much because it's a Dragon Maid card. And there we go. We have Scrap Wyvern, the card that I think is probably going to be a thumbnail because I think this card's really cool. Well, at least I think it's cool in a Scrap deck, which is kind of like a casual strategy, but it probably will affect the meta a little bit in Orcus. So what does this do? Well, it takes 2 monsters, including a Scrap monster. You might be asking yourself, well, no Scrap monsters are competitively viable. Well, you're wrong, because Scrap Recycler is really, really strong in Orcus. So this says you can target 1 Scrap monster in your graveyard, which can be Scrap Recycler, special summon it, then destroy 1 card you control. If another face-up Scrap monster is destroyed by a card effect while you control this monster, except during the damage step, you can special summon 1 Scrap monster from your deck, then destroy 1 card on the field. So the basic idea here is that you're using the Recycler to make Scrap Wyvern, and then you can special summon the Recycler back, pop it, and then special summon another one from your deck. The one summoned from deck will trigger its effect because Scrap Recycler is not a once per turn effect. Then you can mill another machine monster and just sort of pop off while destroying cards on your opponent's side of the field. This card almost certainly will be played in Orcus decks. Playing Scrap Recycler, there's pretty much no reason not to include it, and it probably will make a slight sort of change with one of the best decks of the format, making it a little bit better. So I wish this card was being used in more cool ways or more creative ways with like actual scrap cards, but it is kind of cool to see Scrap Recycler has a little bit of support. Maybe after Orcus eventually get hit on the ban list, we'll see this card used in some more like unique ways and just being played in Orcus. Then we have another Armory Call, another Battle Shogun of the 6 Samurai. So while the promo cards are obviously the main focus of this video, I will still open the packs, and I didn't just buy the special editions for the promo cards. Like I said, the only two like real cards that we can pull here are IP Masquerena as well as the Star Liege. But other than that, not really too much we can actually get. This set was pretty underwhelming, as I've talked about in a couple videos at this point. So we have the Romage Synchro Monster. Okay. Nebula Dragon. Or there's a couple, I mean, there's a couple like cool cards. There's that one card, I don't know if it was from this set or last set, that increases the level of all the dragons you control or whatever, but to 8, which is kind of neat. I know that's been seen play in Pendulums and a couple of the Chaos Thunder Dragon Danger decks. Not super popular, but it is still out there. We have the Gizmek Yata, the Gleaming Vanguard. I remember there being some hype for this card, and then no one really played it, but maybe someday. I think people were talking about playing it in like Cyber Dragons. It is a level 5 machine, which is kind of cool, but it never really happened. We have Hop-Eared Squadron, which I thought would be really cool. Oh, there's that card I was talking about. Galactic Spiral Dragon. It says, when this card is in your hand or graveyard, really cool there, if you control 2 or more light or dark dragon monsters, you can special summon this card in defense position but banish it when it leaves the field. During the main phase, you can make all monsters you currently control become level 8 until the end of this turn. So basically you can just make some really, really easy rank 8s with that card. Pretty cool. And we have Desert Locust. This card might actually be relevant now that we have Needle Fiber announced for the TCG, because you can special summon it on your opponent's turn and make them discard a card. I'm not sure if that'll actually work, but well, I mean, it works in that it's like a legal play, but I don't know if it'll work in the regards to it actually being viable. Got some Unchained cards. Man, that's crazy Unchained card. We got Dream Mirror, okay. Overburst Dragon. Rockets never really ended up doing too much, did they? They got that crazy ultra rare card that was like supposed to fix a lot of their issues, but unfortunately they make roughly the same board as like the current Chaos Thunder Dragon deck, but it's a lot more bricky and a lot more susceptible to interruptions. More Dream Mirror cards. You know, all of these Dream Mirror cards that we pulled and all these different openings for Chaos Impact and Rising Rampage, you know, if that deck ever gets like really, really good, I mean, it might, you know, it might get it'll probably get like another, what, 6-7 cards in the next set. If it ever becomes meta, then maybe all of these trash Dream Mirror pulls that we've gotten over the past couple months here, maybe then they'll be really good, and I'll be super excited that I pulled all those Dream Mirror cards. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. We have Gladiator Beast thingy. I don't know what that is. Oh, we got the little one too. Isn't this like the fusion that goes with it? That's pretty funny. Right next to each other there. The Marincess deck was, I remember Marincess Blue Tang was like the most hyped secret rare out of his set for like a while. People were really excited for that. Once again, it's really, really hard for a deck to compete, even if it's good. I mean, Marincess can put out some pretty crazy turn 1 boards. We got an Unchained ultra rare. Marincess can put out like some pretty crazy boards. You know, they got some pretty cool interactions there. It's fairly consistent, but it turns out it's just really hard for any deck to sort of, even a deck like that has all the cards at 3 and has Signet Mining advantage. It's pretty hard for it to actually be competitively viable in a format with Orcus and Salamangreats and Sky Strikers. So I think decks like that could be a lot better if they actually hit some of the current best decks, but we'll have to wait and see. That'd be pretty crazy. Can you imagine a format where Marincess was like one of the best strategies? It'd be pretty wild. We only have 2 packs left here. You can kind of see why I suggested buying singles, just because it seems like half the cards you pull are just random Dream Mirror cards, and that's not what you're trying to pull when you get this set. I mean, I guess there's just not too much to pull. I can't complain too much because, you know, there's no Samorg cards in this set. That was really rough with Rising Rampage. Like, it felt like every super rare I pulled was a Dream Mirror or a Samorg card, but at least you don't have those in this one. We have the very last pack here, and oh wow, a Gizmek Yata again. Pretty exciting. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, this set is just not very good. Like, that's what it comes down to. But the special edition promos are really interesting. You know, I think even not just Link Monsters, but Armory Call could be potentially cool in a couple decks. You know, Stun decks might play it. They really like Moon Mirror Shield. I was even thinking about playing an Altergeist if we could find a cool equip spell, but I don't know if I was able to do that. You guys gave me some pretty cool suggestions, though. But these Link Monsters here, the 6 Samurai one and the Scrap one, are definitely going to make an impact on the meta. So if you want to pick these up, make sure to use that link in the description below to tcgplayer.com. Anyway, though, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's sort of opening of the Chaos Impact Special Edition. I highly recommend not actually buying the Special Edition, just buy the singles if you want any of these cards at least, just because there really just isn't a lot to pull. Anyway, though, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye.